Uttar Pradesh's Singham is creating a massive political face-off in West Bengal. What's this about? Singham versus Pushpa. Let's just get you this. The West Bengal blockbuster. A visit by a police observer and a viral video showing a senior officer warning associates of Trinamool Congress candidate Jahangir Khan in South 24 Parganas has triggered the latest flashpoint between the TMC and the Election Commission ahead of Phase 2 polling in West Bengal. The clip shows EC appointee IPS Ajay Pal Sharma visiting a residence linked to Khan and sternly warning his family members. He was heard telling the family members of TMC's Jahangir Khan that we'll deal with him, tell him that we'll deal with him properly if his men continue to threaten, don't regret or cry later. Jahangir Khan is a candidate for the Trinamool Congress contesting from Falta constituency and a very close man of Abhishek Banerjee. Reacting to the development, TMC candidate Jahangir didn't hold back. Khan in fact went on to say, if he is Singham, I am Pushpa. No amount of threat or coercion by the BJP appointed police officials from Uttar Pradesh will be allowed in Falta. IPS Ajay Pal Sharma, Uttar Pradesh cadre officer known for around 500 encounter cases and a nickname Singham. He has been posted as an Election Commission police observer for Bengal elections, and that, according to the EC officials, has been the reason why he visited that particular area. In fact, what sources are saying that he visited that area to collect voter identity cards from people in the constituency. Apparently, they were being threatened. EC has deployed him in South 24 Parganas, a district often marked by electoral violence. But the matter has not ended there. Senior TMC leaders and ministers have now jumped in to take on him. They allege that the IPS officer is overstepping his role. EC has full powers to act, but can a police observer visit a candidate's home and threaten? Is what Riju Datta of the TMC has asked. TMC leader Mawa Moitra has tweeted saying, "My fair and lovely Babua, we're the kind of folks who can fix even your small Fanta and big Fanta from the shell. Dial back the heroism a little bit." Well, that's an image also that she has posted. Mawa Moitra has posted saying it's good to see the fair and lovely Babua enjoying himself Fanta Cop style. But there's also a police complaint now that has been filed against Mawa Moitra, where a man has alleged that this is AI generated video to tarnish the image of Ajay Pal. Akhilesh Sharma, in fact Akhilesh Yadav has tweeted and jumped into the bandwagon saying all these unregistered underground members posing as officers, we won't let him flee not to any underground, saying that the criminals of democracy will be dealt with. He's gone on to say Didi is here and Didi will stay on. TMC has also asserted that Bengal is no Uttar Pradesh and, in word of caution, tweeted Yogi Adityanath's encounter specialist Ajay Pal Sharma has been parachuted in by the Election Commission. In fact, Ajay Pal Sharma's own career has had several interesting points. As we mentioned earlier, he's at least an encounter specialist for 500 encounters, where at least 15 accused have been killed as well. But in 2020, he was sent back to the police training center after an internal report nailed him, and there were 5 other fellow officers in a cash for posting racket. The BJP government had constituted a SIT and recommended a vigilance probe against him. Ajay Pal was formally booked for criminal breach of trust, criminal conspiracy and causing the disappearance of evidence. Then a 30-year-old woman had also lodged an FIR accusing him of marrying her, hiding his multiple affairs and then weaponizing the entire police machinery. The BJP has called this a necessary step to stop BIPO's henchmen and ensure a peaceful election, while the EC has not responded as yet. What's this really about? I'm being joined at this point by Anirban Banerjee, who's a spokesperson for TMC, Rohi Roy, spokesperson for BJP, Dr. Mohammad Amin, who's a former joint director for the Election Commission of India. And I'm also being joined by Ranjan Dwivedi, the former DGP for Uttar Pradesh. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me. Well, at first, let me just go across to Anirban Banerjee. Anirban Banerjee, TMC leaving no stone untouched. It's going all guns blazing, accusing the EC, questioning the EC of how can a police officer with a background as Ajay Pal be a neutral observer. But for whatever it is, he is an IPS officer and he is doing his job.
Whatever you want to laud this person for, what you are referring to him as an encounter specialist, first let me clarify, it is actually called an extrajudicial killing. Encounter, this thing might be a very Bollywood style macho man kind of a thing for the films, but in reality, it is called extrajudicial killings. It is one of the most heinous kind of crimes that you can commit in humanity. And the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court, in multiple cases has strongly objected against these kind of extrajudicial killings, extrajudicial activities by various police officers. This is not something that you should glorify. The BJP has chosen to glorify a person with such a tainted track record and is referring to him as some Singham, this movie, that movie. Is this some kind of a joke? This person comes to Bengal and he chooses to threaten one of our candidates and his family members. You think this is a job of a police person? If there is some kind of allegations, accusations, whatever it might be, you can file an FIR, you can send a report to your higher authorities, you can act according to the law. But keeping a camera before himself and acting as if this is a shooting of a movie going on, if this guy thinks this will be tolerated in the soil of Bengal, then he's grossly wrong. He has no idea as to what kind of repercussions there is going to be in the EVM box tomorrow during the voting day.
Rohit Roy, do you want to respond to this at this point? I mean, TMC just saying a very simple thing. TMC is saying, why would BJP go ahead and retweet or repost viral videos of the police officer who's supposed to be doing a quote-unquote neutral duty as an observer of the poll process?
See, firstly, if anything was illegal, then today some people approached the High Court. The High Court and the judges, they know the law. They did not intervene in the process. It means that nothing is illegal. Secondly, the way the encounter and everything was said that it's an extrajudicial killing and everything. This reminds me of a famous statement by a top TMC leader who literally said that we will shoot here. This was the exact act that was done by the TMC leader, that we will shoot here. So I think the TMC counterpart was trying to say against his own party. Never mind, coming back to the main question here, that firstly, the video which is being shown on by Mahua Moitra is a 5 years old video, and as what Ajay Pal Sharma has also said, there is a fake video. Now, what I want to make absolutely clear is we have ended the Jungle Raj in Uttar Pradesh. We will end the Maha Jungle Raj in West Bengal at the same time. Now, we are talking about a person, this Jahangir. Who is Jahangir? Why is he so infamous? You know, he comes from a particular place which is named Falta. After 2021 assembly elections, there was a BJP worker named Manju Pramanik whose husband was arrested. He was facing custodial torture. When Manju Pramanik went to the police station, the police, West Bengal police under Mamata Banerjee, told her to settle the matter with Jahangir. This is Jahangir. Who is Jahangir? From whose area Sheikh Shah Jahan, the infamous person of Sandesh Khale, comes, who secured 99%.
But can I ask you something, Rohit Roy? A whole lot of history that you want to talk about Jahangir Khan, by all means do that, but the debate is not really about that. If you are going to bring that out, it's not like this IPS officer doesn't have things to be spoken about himself. There have been cases against him, there's been charges against him, there's been a probe against him, there have been findings against him. It cannot be only one wrong.
We are only concerned about the TMC candidate, the BJP candidate, and that the West Bengal election should be free and fair. Whosoever the election commission appoints is up to them. If someone has anything to say, the election commission has to say. We are only bothered about free and fair election.
Then why would you tweet the IPS officer's video if that's the only concern?
We are tweeting the IPS officer's video to instill confidence among the people that we are hopeful that the election commission will be successful in conducting a free and fair polls. if in that video what we have seen is that he is just ensuring that fair poll will take place, and that is the only reason for the protection of democracy we are spreading
Very
that
quickly,
video.
Anirban Banerjee, 30 seconds to you before I go to the other two panelists. Anirban Banerjee? All right, let's just go across to, at this point, to Dr. Mohammed Amin. Dr. Mohammed Amin, what would you say? The TMC asking two simple questions. How is the Election Commission of India going to ensure free and fair elections if the police officials who are being hired as observers have political colors to them?
Sneha, this is not the first time by the Election Commission of India. You can recollect the memories about the Lalu Yadav Prasad when he was in the Bihar. And after that, you can see second election was in Bengal in 2011 when Mamta came in the power. And the CPM, what the bloodshed is there at that time, at the time of CPM when the Mamta came. Now this was the rumor, and we have find the Election Commission in the briefing and other meetings that there is lot of the problem in the Election Commission. And last seen the 40 deaths were occurred at that time, last time in the election. And today you can see tomorrow we have the election, and last election first phase finished, there is no deaths. This is on the record. And you see, when an IPS officer is as deputed as an observer and a senior IS officer is deputed, so 100 observers are deputed in that sensitive constituencies where the election is going to be held are already over. So that's why we are carrying the simple form, peaceful elections and free and fair election. That is the motto of the Election Commission of India. And I have seen the video also. So just he has gone there in front of their house and he's telling them that lot of the complaints have received about this fellow candidate, and you tell him that I'm not going to spare him, he's doing anything wrong. Means he has given the threat. That's true, no doubt. But in case of the election process, when the observer is there and receiving lot of the complaints.
Dr. Mohammed Amin, if you are going to justify the language that the police officer has used, then you are going to be kind of mainstreaming that language. That's problematic.
No. This is the
सीधा कर देंगे.
Actually, see, always you can find in Bengal, they are having the firing, they are having the bomb, they are having the killing, so many things, and bloodshed was there. But this time we see first phase is over now.
So are you saying the way the police officer spoke and conducted himself is the way to do it? Is that what you are saying?
No, little bit is.
There's nothing little or more, sir.
Little bit is excess, but
I think this is pretty black and white. Either we accept it or we don't accept it.
Some time to control this situation. This is the problem.
No, I don't understand what is little okay and little not okay. Either it is okay or not okay.
No, that is
there are no grays in this, sir. Let me just get in at this point.
Is a matter
Ranjan
of
Dwivedi. Ranjan Dwivedi, you've seen many elections. You've seen many elections, and you've seen many officials, and you've seen many encounter specialists. What do you make out of this?
Sneha, firstly, thank you very much for inviting me to the panel, and I respect all the members in the panel and their views. And you see, everybody is correct in his or her own way. You have to analyze any statement, anything done, said, in the context. Now, if you remove from the context, then obviously it can be interpreted different ways. Now, just two things I just want to say. I mean, not just elections, but even otherwise. You know, in Hindi, they say that police ikbal pe chalti hai. You know, administration works on signals. When the election day is there, you have to instill in everybody's mind that there's no scope and there'll be total zero tolerance for any mischief or anything wrong being done. And in that context, if you see it in the context, then police officers make very strong statements, which obviously is only meant to instill a sense of peace in the whole area. Obviously, you know, it's not meant that you threaten somebody, that you do this, do that. You threaten everyone in the sense that if you do something wrong, then the law will come very heavily against you. That's one. Now, obviously, one is not even sure that whether this video is true or not. And secondly, this entire thing about Singham and encounter specialist, this encounter specialist is a media
Let's just face
creation.
it, sir.
There is no-
Let me just get in. Ranjan Dwivedi ji, if the video was not true, already BJP, already the EC and Ajay Pal Sharma himself would have come up on it. So there's no doubt that the video is correct.
Maybe it is. Actually, this is a political. What BJP is doing is a political issue, ma'am. I have nothing to say about that. And but I'm just stating that you see, police officers make very strong statements in the elections because if something goes wrong on the day, there is very little you can do. What you can do only is in the preparation and instilling, a sense of fear in the people that if they do something wrong, the law will come up very heavily against them. So, you have to see it in that light.
Anirban Banerjee, how would you respond? How would you respond to what Ranjan Dwivedi has just said? He's saying the officer is doing his job in a place where there is often violence. It's a very sensitive booth. He's just doing the job of ensuring free and fair elections, particularly by those who may be miscreants or troublemakers.
No. Ma'am, can I just make one more statement after that?
Yes, Mr. Ranjan Dwivedi.
Just one more statement.
Yes, go ahead, Ranjan Dwivedi.
I'm sure this officer would have made the statement at 10 different places, and where there would be also BJP people or Congress people or CPM people. So, but just one thing has been captured. So, that's how you do an election. In every party's stronghold or wherever people are, you say that you have to follow the law. If you don't follow the law, we'll come up very heavily against you.
All right. Anirban Banerjee, respond please.
People who have no faith in the Constitution, no faith in the Supreme Court's judgments, who have no faith in the rule of law, will always try to glorify people like Ajay Pal Sharma. They will always try to glorify extrajudicial killings. They will try and say that whatever the police does is always right. Now, how does Mr. Dwivedi know that this person, whatever he was doing is right, and whatever the allegations against him have come up, those are wrong? How does he know that? Just because he's a former police person, he will forcefully take the side of a policeman. That is very normal. But in this case, the allegations do not just stop
Not
at the fact that this person... Not necessarily, but practically that is what exactly is happening. Ajay Pal Sharma is a tainted cop. First of all, encounter specialist. What kind of a term is that? Is encounter something to be proud of? Is he a doctor? Is he specializing in some heart surgery, brain surgery, orthopedic surgery? He has been accused of killing persons extrajudicially. That this is a blot on any civil society. If people like Mr. Dwivedi think that we are going to glorify this, then he's utterly wrong. We do not look at people like Ajay Pal Sharma or Mr. Dwivedi who glorify extrajudicial killings as fit to be in a civil society. This is not something we should glorify. And the language that this officer has used, he is thinking that he's some super cop from a Bollywood movie. That is not how the reality runs.
All right, Ranjan Dwivedi wanted to make a point. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that I fully respect Mr. Anirban's point, and what he's saying that we must condemn all extrajudicial killings. But sir, the law is there for that. And till date, firstly, this whole thing about encounter specialists, there's no such thing as that. And that 500 encounter is done, there's no question. I mean, it's obviously, it's just kind of a very, very exaggerated allegation. I mean, there's no such thing. And the law of the country is there, sir. If somebody does something wrong, and if the killing is extrajudicial, obviously he should be hanged. I mean, I don't never support. And there's this whole question of encounter, and nobody does encounter. Encounters just happen. And you say, sir, you have faith in the Supreme Court. I have faith in the Supreme Court. If somebody does something wrong, Mr. Sharma, this officer has done something wrong in the past, today, or future, I'm sure the court will take cognizance, and it should take cognizance. And if he has done something wrong, the court should come very heavily and will come very heavily on it. So there's no question of supporting anything wrong anywhere. All I was saying was that police officers generally make very strong statements during elections, because on the day of the election, you cannot be present everywhere. And you have to create an atmosphere that if somebody does something wrong, the law will come very heavily against it. So I respect your views, but this is just a humble submission for you to consider.
Quickly, you're totally out of time. Rohit Roy, make your point, please.
Yeah, I am pretty shocked, and I want to say that after listening to TMC's statements, it reminds me of Shakespeare's statement that a devil can cite scriptures for his purpose. Today, what are we discussing about? The words of Ajay Sharma? In which state? West Bengal? In a state where 2 days ago a Congress worker was dragged out of his house and butchered to death by TMC in front of his wife and his minor son. Where are you discussing all these things? Today in Hingolganj, BJP workers' houses, white saris have been sent to threaten the wives that your husbands will be killed and you will become widow. There we are talking about language. We are talking about language in a state where today TMC sitting MLA and Kamarhati candidate says that by 4th May, if police does not fall in line, then we will blow off the police station on 5th May. Here we are
Into
talking
all
about
of that, we've
languages.
had back and forth rhetorics, whether it be from TMC or from BJP.
No,
You've had
I'm
people
sorry, it's not
कि
about
हम
it.
लोग
I'm
अगर
sorry.
वायलेंस करोगे तो हम आपको 4
No,
तारीख के बाद उल्टा लटका के ठीक कर
I-
देंगे. There have been all kinds of
really
comments from
sorry.
all kinds of parties, sir.
No, I'm sorry, it's not about rhetoric. When we come out of the rooms and when we sit on the ground in West Bengal, then the situation is very different.
Exactly.
Where
So
people
therefore,
are killed
BJP
for
has also
casting
made comments
votes.
like this.
No, it's not about BJP. It's about how you deal with the goons. If today a old woman is raped in Khejuri by 5 men in front of in front of her grandson, and then the person does not get justice, then there is a different way to deal with it. Listen, every
Okay,
word rule
okay,
book
I'm totally out
sounds
of
good.
time. Last word at this point, Dr. Mohammed Amin. Let's have the last word. Second phase of West Bengal polls. I think it's going to be a win-win in one sense for all political parties if there's no political violence. That's going to be a win-win for India.
Sneha, you can thank to the Election Commission of India, their administration, their discipline, their forces. Everything is going to be right position, and no killing is there. Last election and last poll and coming poll, there is no incident will happen. I say.
All right, it's in the shadows of SIR. The entire SIR controversy, that's been one part of it. But of course, Singham and Pushpa playing up as a run-up to the polling day phase 2. Thank you so much for joining us, Anirban Banerjee, Rohi Roy, Dr. Mohammed Amin, as well as Ranjan Dwivedi. Thank you so much for your time.